Have you ever listened to someone campaigning for a certain cause or talking about a particular advocacy?
We need to unite. We need to come together. All people must be one. To stop the Marleyans, we need the founding title.
It's the state spirit. Oh, the dancing crowd. Be there to the sunset. From giving us weather. It's not from the season.
We want change. We want change. We want change. We want change. Okay.
Welcome, Olympians, and today we are diving into language of research, campaigns, and advocacies. I am Rem, and I am your guide to the wonderful world of mythology, grammar, or anything and everything that's English and literature. As lifelong learners, we are always engaged in content and learning experiences that can help us gain deeper understanding of matters that will help us deal with real-world problems and solutions. In English, this involves understanding and using language to connect with others and creating a lasting impact within and across different disciplines. This lesson focuses on observing and understanding the common language used in the fields of research, campaigns, and advocacies. Examine the given material. How would you describe the way bits of information were presented and discussed? Write your comments down below. Language plays an essential role in our lives. More than just serving as a way for us to communicate with one another, language also enables us to inform, entertain, influence, and persuade others. This is usually the case when we engage in various fields of interest like doing research work, campaigning for a specific cause, and supporting an advocacy. While the said fields differ at some extent, one common aspect that can be observed among them is the use of a common language. Research makes use of a formal, academic, and persuasive language to communicate discussions and present corresponding findings for variables studied. Language greatly matters in research as it enables the researcher to effectively communicate valuable results to his or her target readers. The readers, meanwhile, will be able to trust and make use of these facts and findings depending on how clearly the researcher explains them in a particular language. For some, understanding the language of research can also mean becoming familiar and acquainted with terminologies, usually associated with conducting research studies. These terminologies include theories, concepts, variables, hypotheses, and samples. On the other hand, campaign and advocacy are two closely related concepts usually seen in the form of speeches, print-based materials, songs, video clips, and informational advertisements, among others. A campaign, usually social or political in nature, is technically defined as a planned set of activities that people carry out to attain a certain goal or objective. A campaign speech, basically, is a well-planned speaking activity that aims to excite, persuade, and/or motivate listeners, convincing them to adhere to the speaker's idea. An advocacy, meanwhile, refers to activities that argue, plead, support, or favor a certain cause. Various causes for advocacy usually aim to influence decision-making, especially with issues involving social, political, environmental, and economic perspectives. Simply put, the element of persuasion is a common factor one may observe in the language used in research, campaigns, and advocacies. Here are some of the language features or language devices usually employed in persuasive writing. Number 1, emotive language. This involves the use of words that evoke emotions and make people feel a certain way. Through the use of words that appeal to the emotion, the writer can sound more convincing. This is a commonly used technique when writing headlines in newspapers or delivering speeches. Number 2, modal verbs. The use of words that express modality or how likely something is going to happen helps adjust the level of certainty of events to suit arguments. When carefully chosen, these words may, might, will, must, shall, can, could, would, ought to help improve the quality of persuasive writing. Number 3, involving the reader. This is done through the use of personal pronouns like you, your, we, our, and indicative words like together. Using these words establishes a connection between the author and the reader. This way, the issue is made more personal and more important to the reader. Number 4, rhetorical questions. These are questions that are not supposed to be answered. Instead, they are asked for effect, to illustrate a point or let the reader think. The use of questions that sometimes state the obvious can convince the reader to agree on the points being presented. Number 5, using evidence. This involves the use of facts, figures, or quotes from experts to highlight the writer's authority and make the arguments presented more convincing. Number 6, repetition. This technique involves repeating keywords, phrases, or ideas to appeal to the readers. Number 7, adjectives and adverbs. Using carefully selected adjectives and adverbs makes it possible for the writer to influence how the readers feel. Number 8, association. This technique tries to link an object or an idea with something already liked or desired by the target audience, such as wealth, success, pleasure, and security. Number 9, bandwagon. Commonly used in advertisements. This persuasion technique makes the audience believe that the idea everyone is doing it or that everyone likes something. Number 10, experts. This means relying on expert advice from trusted people like doctors, scientists, and other professionals from things that the audience do not know. The idea that these experts are risking their credibility to support an object or idea makes the persuasion more effective. Describe your observations of the language employed in the advocacy's material given. Cite also if the writer or author made use of any language device using the persuasion. And there you have it. Now you have a better idea about the language of research, campaign, and advocacy. Remember that the element of persuasion is the most common factor one may observe in the language used in these 3. This has been Rem, your Olympian guide, and see you next time as we discuss another lesson in the wonderful world of mythology, grammar, or anything and everything about English and literature. Bye!
It's the